will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. Our immigration system does need to be fair if we want to maintain that binding contract that our politics is built on. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
Yeah, just straight to the point, alright? Well, anyways, I want to first start off with giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, and don't honor the apostles and others but Muslim, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother, I'm Allah from Gemma, Chicago, and as what you heard on this video, alright, they're talking about in the UK about you will not be able to work, basically, participate in society if you don't have the digital ID. And we all know what this is leading up to, all right? And they're also doing this in, what's it called again? Vietnam, all right? But theirs is a little bit different because over there, all right, people basically had their accounts, their bank accounts deleted or so because they didn't enroll. Because they didn't enroll with getting the biometric verification on time. All right, so people over there in Vietnam basically had their bank accounts terminated and shit. All right, and obviously it is leading up to the RFID microchip being implemented. But right here in the UK, all right, they're mandatory. All right, they're mandating for people to have the digital ID in order to work, all right? And obviously this is leading up to the RFID microchip being implemented. It's just that Esau right now, he's only moving with gradualism, all right? Esau moves with gradualism. And I'm going to first start with Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. Actually, I'm going to start with verse 1. I was stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I was watched to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And yeah, us of the hopeful elect, we're set up as watchmen. All right, we are warning you currently of the prophecies that are that are come to pass, and we always have been warning you. All right, starting from the apostles and on down. All right, they've been warning you the World War III, the implementation of the RFID microchip. Right, Jacob's trouble, persecution, martial law, the scriptures would world events that are come to pass, which are these prophecies. Right, these major prophecies, the pestilences, the earthquakes, the diverse places, the famines, right, the uproars of the people, all right, sedition among men, people not regarding the kings nor princes. You're seeing these things, all right, and there's a lot more uproar, in this year now more so than ever, all right. In all these different other countries, there's a lot of uproars and shit. And especially here in America, because people are standing up against ICE. All right, people are standing against the king of Babylon because he's setting up draconian. Well, yeah, he's setting up. He's getting to the point where he's about to become as a dictator, right? Setting up these draconian measures, and it's going to get even dire real soon. Says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. And that's what we're doing right now. Alright? Breaking you down these scriptures, breaking you down the prophecies that are going to come to pass. Alright, and one of the major prophecies that will come to pass, and that is indeedly the MOTB, is the RFID microchip, all right, which will soon be implemented and be made mandatory worldwide. All right, this is Esau's agenda that he wants to accomplish. All right, he mainly wants to get you, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because he knows that you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, and Esau is hoping to, get the majority of us, which he will. All right, 2/3 are going to take the RFID microchip, but the elect aren't. Just so Esau can think that, he can continue on in his wicked ass kingdom. But at the end of the day, the Lord is tearing down Esau's kingdom right before our very eyes. Right? Now you're seeing Esau is, divided against himself. And you see that his kingdom currently is now falling fast. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry away for it. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And none of these prophecies aren't tarrying anymore. Alright? They're all come to pass. You're seeing the wars and rumors of wars. Alright, the tensions, the escalations between the US and Russia right now. Alright, that's all over the news. Alright? Tensions between NATO and Russia. Alright, Russia intercepting NATO countries, what do they call it? Airspace. Alright, violating their airspace. Alright. So yeah, the gradualism to the implementation of the RFID microchip is being made manifested. Alright, you're seeing it. And yeah, none of these major prophecies, none of the prophecies in the scriptures are tarrying anymore. They're all come to pass. They're all happening. But nonetheless, the MOTB, the RFID microchip, is one of the most important prophecies that we warn the house of Israel of. Alright? Because this is the major prophecy that will come to pass before the destruction of America. Alright? Before the deliverance of the hopeful elect and the destruction of America. And a lot of these little camps out there, alright, they don't prophesy that the RFID microchip is MOTB according to Revelations 13 and 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. This is what Esau is doing right now. Alright? Of course, this is not officially the MOTB, but this is, this is leading up to the MOTB, alright, that charagma that will soon be implemented. Alright, it says, and then no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And that's right, the MOTB, the RFID microchip, is as a grain of rice. Alright, it's like the size of a grain of rice, a device that is implemented underneath people's skins. And they already have this in Sweden. Alright, people use this to buy and sell with it. Alright, especially over there in Sweden, they already have it. Alright, and now you're seeing the gradualism, alright, they're leading up to of the implementation of the RFID microchip, which is the MOTB. Alright, with this underneath people's skins, they're able to swipe with their hands and buy and sell, alright, through cash registers. Alright, this is going to be, people are going to be folding into getting this because this is going to get so dire out here. People are going to want to continue, participating in society by taking this RFID microchip. People are going to be taking this because they don't want to starve. But yeah, nonetheless, this is going to be made mandatory real soon. Alright? And right now, we're just leading up to the implementation of the RFID microchip. Alright, by the way of gradualism. Alright? This is people's wallets, their IDs, their keys. Alright? All in this chip. In order for them to, buy and sell. It's all in this chip. says, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. I'm going to go into Revelations 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And that's right. That is the consequence of what happens if you take the RFID microchip, and there's no turning back. Once you take it, you're done. You're through. The Lord is going to destroy you. And how? Well, you're seeing the escalation of, World War III. Alright? Which will lead down to the point where NATO and the EU, alright, and the rest of the BRICS nations, they will point their missiles here on America and Israel. Alright, and they're going to be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles, ICBM missiles. And the smoke of their torment is skinning up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth his mark, receiveth the mark of his name. And that's right. And hey, just be glad. Alright, because once this RFID microchip is implemented globally and made mandatory, alright, the destruction of America will come swiftly. Alright, so we don't really have a lot of time here in America, but hey, it's only a matter of time for when this RFID microchip gets implemented. Alright, we're there. Alright, it's coming. Alright, which is a good thing. Because once Esau implements this, hey, Esau's kingdom is going down real fast. Well, not real fast, but things are, time is going to fly by, once this is made mandatory and implemented globally. But nonetheless, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, and Shalom.